A lot of people have been talking about Angela Anaconda this week, and honestly, that makes me really, really happy. Industry professionals and two big YouTubers have talked about the show. I responded earlier this week to Vale Skibum94 talking about the divorce story. Well, earlier today, and by earlier I mean only a few hours ago, I posted this screenshot to show just how recently I saw this.
What do you think that was called, Ray?
Billiam talked about the Digimon movie and bringing up the Angela Anaconda segment. So I wanted to talk about that today. Also, I just wanted on the record that I absolutely love this thumbnail. I'll say this, I don't know Digimon that well. I'm not very familiar with it. While I did grow up with it and I had one piece of merchandise, a lunchbox, I didn't watch the show and I wasn't aware of the Digimon movie. I was aware that it was a big fandom on par with Pokemon. I definitely remember the big rivalry that happened around that time. But my knowledge of Digimon content is very, very limited. This was a really interesting video talking about the Digimon movie. All I know is the Angela Anaconda short, and I only learned about that years later. As in, within the past 8 or so years. So, this is a really interesting look at how the Digimon movie got made, some of its better qualities.
The story goes like this. Pokemon the first movie made a bunch of money for Warner Brothers, who had licensed the film for an English dub. So Fox, who had the rights to make the American English dub, wanted the same for Digimon. But the problem was, where WB had access to the already produced Pokemon the first movie Mewtwo Strikes Back, there was no feature-length Digimon film. So Fox had Digimon's English dub producers cut together the 3 existing Digimon short films. Well, really, there were 2 short films based on the original Digimon Adventure anime, and a 2-episode OVA based on its sequel series, Digimon Adventure 02. So through a new narration, changed dialogue, and the magic of editing, they tried to make these 3 short films into one cohesive narrative.
My main interest is watching and responding to the Angela Anaconda segment of the video, but I am genuinely interested in learning more about the Digimon movie. And this is a really good video that gives background as to how this movie was made. One thing that was legitimately interesting to me, well, it's all legitimately interesting, but one thing that caught my ear earlier in the video is that a lot of Digimon fans hate the Americanized movie.
A lot of Digimon fans look at this movie as some sort of embarrassment, and I was definitely one of them, but I've come around on it because I took some time to watch the original movies, the Digimon movie, the entire series based on the opening short, and some of my older videos, and quite honestly, I think I was overreacting.
In relationship to Angela Anaconda, I wonder if people hating the movie and looking for something to blame decided to blame the short, even though it wasn't the creative team's decision, either creative team's decision to have the two come together.
So let's talk about the Digimon movie. Not the 3 Digimon movie we just talked about, but, the Digimon movie.
Now, here's the section I really wanted to talk about and react to. Here is the Angela Anaconda section.
But we can't even begin to talk about Digimon until we get through the unmentioned 4th segment.
The unmentionable short that we're gonna mention right now!
The 4-minute Angela Anaconda episode at the beginning of the Digimon film. And when I say at the beginning, I mean this is a part of the film's official runtime. This wasn't a short that played in front of the movie.
That is such a weird thing to do.
This was commissioned specifically for this. So Angela Anaconda was a show that aired alongside Digimon on Fox Kids. It was not created by Fox Kids, but a Canadian channel, Teletoon. However, it was a big hit when Fox Kids imported it, so they tried to make it a part of the programming block's identity, often running marathons and, for some reason, commissioning this to go in front of the Digimon movie. The short was actually reworked into a full episode, which removes any mention of Digimon, instead calling it something else.
Angela Anaconda, Digivolve.
And if you want to check that out, the episode is called Good Seats.
Digivolve to Angelamon. Angela Anaconda, Megamorph to Mega Angela.
But Angela still has Ty's hair in her revenge fantasy. The inclusion of this segment was not a decision made by the Digimon team or the Angela Anaconda team. This was something Fox wanted for some reason. I used to hate this short a whole lot more, but I recently did a whole retrospective on Angela Anaconda, which surprisingly made me appreciate the show a lot more, which was not the reaction I was expecting to have going into watching it. I thought it was going to be like, an easy bad cartoon to watch, and I was going to be able to clown on it and make silly content, but I actually consider it to be, you know, one of my more thoughtful pieces.
And I would agree wholeheartedly. It's a wonderful video. I highly recommend you check it out.
If you go in with an open mind, you might think about the show differently too coming out of it. Also, I'm aware of that copy pasta where the kid describes going to see the Digimon movie with his parents who had recently decided to try to give their broken marriage another go. So they get to the movie theater and he looks up at the screen and sees anything but Digimon. What is this? And he throws a temper tantrum so bad that his parents get in an argument that ultimately leads to their divorce. There's just one problem with the story. The whole crux of the thing is the fact that he doesn't realize that he's actually going to see the Digimon movie when this is the first shot in the Angela Anaconda short.
This is it, DigiPals. In a few seconds, the doors will open for the best movie of all time, the Digimon Movie.
I'm sorry. I know this has been a realization that has been 20 years coming, but Angela Anaconda is not to blame for your reaction. You were just very dumb. I'm sorry, but it wasn't Angela Anaconda's fault. She didn't want to be here. It was a work thing. So making this into one story.
Billiam really loves Digimon. I really love Angela Anaconda. The two properties are now tied together just by forces beyond their control. You could even call it destiny. So in a strange way, these two properties have come together like one big, beautiful, blended, dysfunctional family. And now that we're all coming back to these properties for nostalgia, seeing some of the good in this, I just really appreciate this. I really appreciate this. This is a strange but very beautiful redemption arc for all of us.
Anyways, I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Shit, I'm in the same boat. This was a fun video, guys. Thank you for doing this with me. Billiam, your work is awesome as always. Enjoy your sleep very, very much. And I'll see you guys next week.